and I are going to give everybody a little lesson in what I like to call French history. All right? Because, Cody, a long time ago, across the Atlantic Ocean in a country called France, they invented a terrible machine known as the spine tingling guillotine. The French used to do it. This is the blade that cuts off the head. Well, guess what, Cody? Tonight it gets to be a hell of lettuce. You know the lettuce? I'm going to take this and put it right in the hole. Go ahead. Got it there? Now, we're going to do a magic illusion for everybody in the audience. I'm going to cause the blade to go right through the head of lettuce without doing any damage. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Maybe I sharpened too much, Cody. I'll tell you what, old buddy. Let's check it out a little closer. Will you look right here for me? Get down on your knees and look real close. I got intrigued in doing magic when I was 13. In 1948, I went to a county fair in Northern California, and I saw a magician. His name was Cass Boxley, performing, and he was on a little 4x8 platform, and I was from here to there, real close, and he floated a lady in the air. And I'm here to tell you, I swallowed my gum. I could not figure out what was going on. And he did other really cool tricks. And so as time went by, I discovered there were books about magic in libraries, and I checked them out and started to learn them, some simple tricks. And then I discovered there were magic shops, places where you could buy apparatus and things of that nature. The first real magic shop I went to was a place called Tom Defelson's Golden Gate Magic at 617 Market Street in downtown San Francisco, California, and it was up a flight. And I went there, and I bought a couple of props, one of which I still have downstairs. And I kept trying to learn tricks and develop, and I didn't get my first paid show until I was a freshman in college. And my council scout commissioner got me a show. I think I got $15 for it, as I remember right, and I thought, oh, how cool is this? And then I was reading a lot of magic books by then. Shortly after that, I joined the Air Force, and I was stationed in San Antonio, Texas in basic training, and then I went to Keesler Air Force Base in Biloxi, Mississippi, then to Plattsburgh, New York, and then overseas to Zaragoza, Spain. And I'm doing magic by now. And it's really funny. While I was in basic training at Lackland Air Force Base, the first sergeant and the other sergeants knew that I did magic. And they tell you in the military, never volunteer for anything. Well, they came over and wanted to know if I'd be willing to do a magic show for an Explorer Scout party at Brooks Air Force Base, which was another one over. This sergeant was involved with it. And I said, sure. So I put on my dress blues and went to the store, what do they call the store?
PX.
Thank you, the PX. And I bought a deck of cards and some rope and some little things that I knew I could do stuff with. And I went over and did a show for him, and it went over well. And so then when I got to Biloxi, Mississippi, I met two other magicians. One was from Chicago and the other was from Hoosier. He was a Hoosier from Indiana. And we did a show all together at the Base Service Club. And then I got to Plattsburgh, New York, and I was doing some magic, and I acquired an early version of the Floating Lady, and I did it on Channel 5 in Plattsburgh. And I also did a couple of close-up magic tricks where they really, really liked it. And I met a magician from Malone, New York, who had made his own Floating Lady equipment. And years later, I wound up with it. When we were married here in '75, my buddy from Malone brought it down, and this guy sold it to me, and I had it for years. And very recently, I took it down to Fort Worth, Texas, and this magician I know down there that owns, he builds tricks, big illusions, is selling it for me right now. But I had it for all that time. So, and then I went to Spain, and I built the fundamentals. I did my first hour-long part of a bigger show, and I was a member of the, if I can say it right, Asociación Magia Aragonesa. It was a magician's club in northern Spain, and it was really funny. When I got there, I had just been there like 2 or 3 days, and somebody said, hey, you need to go over to the base school. The Cub Scouts have a magician going to be there tonight. And I went, oh, really? And I went over, and there was this little Spanish magician named Numa, N-U-M-A. And he did a whole bunch of magic. And when he got done, they introduced me as a magician from America. And I said to him, let me see your rings. You know the trick with the rings? Well, he didn't want to hand them to me. But he handed them to me, and I have a routine that I've done for over 50 years. And I did this routine with the rings, and this little guy's eyes got about that big. And he started talking real fast, and he goes, the essence of what he said is, we have a magic club in downtown Zaragoza, and we meet every Sunday afternoon at the Hotel San Blas. And boy, I had on my civilian clothes and on a bus, and I was at that meeting. And the cool part of it was, in their eyes, I was a wealthy young American. I wasn't wealthy by any stretch of the imagination, but they knew I was from America, and they wanted to pick my brain. And so I learned Spanish language pretty rapidly at that time. And they actually had a show about a month later, and they got me to be in it and do some tricks. And you'll really get a kick out of this.
You better not put it on YouTube.
Yeah, well, it might, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, it is.
They had me, in the show, I pulled the rabbit out of the hat, and I yelled, cojones. The word for rabbit in Spanish is conejo.
Oh.
Okay? See the
Yeah.
similarity? I didn't know any better. I thought I'd done something cool. I got backstage and the Spanish magicians were laughing so hard they were crying. And somebody finally told me what I had done.
Yeah.
But I had a wonderful time with these magicians. And before I came back to America, when it was my time to return, they came out to the base and put a show on in my honor.
How nice.
Just those kind of good relationships and friendships. And then I got back to California, and I performed magic there off and on, always adding, always learning. And then in 1970 we moved to Oklahoma, and I became a part of the International Brotherhood of Magicians there, a magic club in Tulsa, and performed a lot of shows. I have pictures which I can show you later. I have a scrapbook. And that continued on up until I left Oklahoma and came here. And I was here not very long. I did some shows for her church. Very good. Now, keep your straps tight. Pull tight. Keep your tight. Gentlemen, if we could have the boxes, please.
What is he going to do? I don't know.
And we'll strap those on. And blade. Teflon coated stainless steel. Slips through pretty easy.
I don't know.
All right. Now, we're going to place this right like this, and right like that. Now, I'll hold the strap, and you step over and ascertain if you
not
can
gonna
see the
cut
blade
it.
going completely across the box, right on top of her stomach.
I
Am I
want
correct? Yes. Okay, come back and take your strap. Hold on tight, please, very tightly with the straps. This goes through. We'll put this one. We'll put this one.
Well,
Piece
why
right
did
here.
Uh-oh.
Are you ready?
What's she going to do?
Wait a minute. Okay.
She's doing it.
Inside. Gentlemen, check please if you would. Make sure that she's still tightly strapped in. Okay? Take your straps back please. There's one side. There's the other side. One leg.
Uh-oh.
And the other blade. Wait. Can you pull this? Here, pull up a little more. And swords. One, Charlie Hamilton and his mother saw that show. And so, do you know who Charlie Hamilton is? His dad's one of the owners, Hamilton Books.
That was his uncle. That was your great uncle. That's the owner.
Yeah, the great uncle started it, and now his grandpa and his dad sort of run it all. And they were wonderful people. And so I started mentoring Charlie, and I could not believe it. At age 9, when we first met, he told me all about Houdini, that Houdini got his name from a Frenchman named Robert Houdin. Now, what 9-year-old kid would know that? And then past that, he told me the first book in English on conjuring was Scott's Discovery of Witchcraft, 1584. This is a 9-year-old kid. Well, so he's very brilliant. He's homeschooled. He reads everything he can get his hands on, and I'm filling up his little brain as much as I can, because it's so fortunate to be able to mentor someone that young at my age and share that kind of information and knowledge.
But Charlie has real stage presence.
Yeah, that's what
and
caught
that
me.
makes or breaks the magician. You can know all the tricks in the world. If you don't have stage presence, it's just going to be tricks, you know.
Here he is doing the cups and balls at a show we did.
Okay, so I have 3 balls. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3 cups.
Don't look at me. Look at him.
Take the ball, put it on top of the cup. Abracadabra. Passes through. I can do it again. Abracadabra. 2. And 1 more time. Abracadabra. And 3.
That's good.
That's good. Can I ask you, Charlie, what do you like most about doing magic?
I like just learning the tricks. It's really so fun. It's awesome.
Anyway, the secret of this trick, as we practiced it, and I'm going to get my coins out, is you keep one coin hidden at all times. So pick up the coins, and what I want you to do is I want you to put 3 of them in your left hand and keep the other one hidden. But let your hands be natural, okay? Okay, take those and put them on the table. Okay, and you're going to tell somebody, no, you're going to, okay, with that coin hidden, show your hand empty. Now, pick up one of those coins with this hand and put it in here. Now pick up the second coin and put it in there and drop the other coin in with it and close your hand. Pick up the third coin and say, that's the magic coin.
That's the magic coin.
And I'm going to put it in my pocket. And only you don't really. You put your hand in your pocket and you just put your hand like this. And then you say abracadabra and turn your hand over and let all 3 coins come out. So it's fun. I enjoy the teaching part of it now because it's a chance to share. That's why tomorrow night I'll be at the library. No, Friday night. We've got 4 people signed up so far, but I have a hunch we're going to have a few more because there'll be a little article in tomorrow's Lakeville Journal.
Good, good, yeah. And you're going to teach them card tricks.
Yes.
What about street magic? You were involved in that at one time.
Yes, I was.
You had a basket of some sort that was your magic stand, and you performed on the sidewalks?
Yeah. You learn very quickly because the only money you get's from the hat that gets passed.
Wow. Did you make a living doing magic?
Somewhat.
And you used to help him with his
Well,
magic trick? You were his assistant, maybe?
Yeah, very, very rarely. There was the day that I tripped and all his props fell down the
she
steps.
tripped and broke a couple of props and decided she didn't want to do that anymore.
Well, you know, I didn't like going. I don't like getting out in front of people at all.
And that she has to frequently in her job.
Yeah, I do. But anyway,
What kind of...
I work well. My current job is as a early childhood mental health consultant. So I work with children in daycare centers and with the teachers, teaching them best practices for helping and working with these kids that may have some behavior problems.
I was going to show you a magic trick
Okay.
that I thought you might get a kick out of. I don't know if you want to focus in on my hands or not a little bit, but I've got some money here, and I'm going to use this money to prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that the hand is quicker than the eye. So you have to keep your eyes on the money very carefully. Watch the money. Now, if I fold it up just like this, like I had it before, how much money did you just see right here?
$2.
That's the answer I'm looking for. Thank you very, very much.
That's good.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Sandy and Elizabeth.